Well, hello again, YouTube. Welcome back into Dory's Kitchen. Part 2 of, well, I don't know if it's part 2. This is the decorating part. This is airbrushing techniques. This is decorating cookies for Halloween. Yay! The last video is uploading right now as we speak and as I'm trying to videotape. So I hope my phone don't crash, because I'm videotaping and uploading at the same time. So, if you're here, welcome back. Welcome aboard. Welcome to all my subscribers, and welcome to my new subscribers. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for all your support, all your kind words, all your stories you share, everything, and tips and questions, and it's been great. So today, let's get started because I got a lot to show you. The cookies are in the back of me. They're pretty dried for airbrushing. They're not dried completely because the last video that is uploading right now, we iced them in white. They are dried enough for airbrushing and dried enough to start putting some decorations on. So we're going to airbrush first. And we're going to learn about this brand new machine that I have that I haven't really played with yet. So we're going to do this together, okay? I'm very experienced with airbrushing, but I have no experience with this machine. But it's a tiny little thing. Okay, so I'm going to tip you down. So right here on my cake decorating island, I put a piece of parchment paper down, just in case when you're airbrushing, this is actually air flowing through this is called an airbrush, but the air comes out here. So you put your food coloring in this little cup, and then you push this little button to the back, and it pushes air out with coloring. If you hold your gun up this like a lot higher from your object, you're going to have a lot of overspray. So when it gets on everything, it'll get on your clothes, it'll get on the walls, it'll get on the counter, it'll get on everything. The furthest you get closer to what you're doing, the more detail you can do and the less overspray you'll have. And then also as well too, this machine has 5 different speeds. It has a low setting and a higher setting. So we're going to start with the low setting, okay? And what I like about, let me bring you closer here. What I like about this little machine is it actually has on the side a little holder that clips in here, and I can just drop my gun right there, my airbrush gun. I love that. Power button, you hit it. You hold it down a couple of times till it turns on, like that. That's a low setting. See that blue light right there? You hit it again, and it goes up higher, 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 and then back down. And then if you hold it, it shuts it off. And what I ended up doing, because they do vibrate some, what I ended up doing is I took this black liner and I folded it into 4 and I put it underneath the machine because I don't want it moving. So it will stay right where it is. It's not, if I didn't have anything underneath it, it would vibrate and probably fall. I don't want to do that. So anyway, it's a cute little machine. I hope it lasts me a long time, but we'll see where it goes, okay? I will tell you, I want to show you the box too. This is a Hobby Lobby find. Me and my Hobby Lobby. This is a decorating airbrush kit. It's a 12-volt, 10-watt kit. Came with the gun, came with the white hose. Instructions, everything that you need is in here. And what I really liked about it is this little box was what the gun came in. there's a tool to take it apart, because sometimes you need to take this gun apart and clean it. There's a tool in here, a little wrench, you know, for working on it. It's a little bitty wrench. You know, in here, there's an eyedropper. You can take food coloring with this little eyedropper too and drop it in there. But I'm not going to be doing that because we have the little bottles that just do little drops. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But when I'm not using it, the airbrush will get stored in this little box. So the box fits right in the top of this container. That's what I liked about it. You know, it's pretty well, it's packaged really nice. So this was $62.99, which isn't bad. I do have another airbrush machine. In one of these videos, I'll have to show it to you. It's an older one, very expensive. It's from Copycake. Kopykake. Copycake airbrush. The color of it, the machine is red. And I believe now, pricing them things, those machines run about $250 average, give or take a couple dollars. So I decided to go a cheaper route and, you know, do a smaller machine, and we'll see how it goes, okay? All right, let's move you over here because we got a lot to cover in this little video. All right, let's see here. Let's bring you down. Bring you down just a little bit more. All right, we're gonna... Americolor also carries, this is a Mirror Mist, assorted airbrush colors. The difference between the gel paste and the airbrush colors is this is very liquidy. Okay? Very liquidy. You can use this to color your frostings. You can. But it's very liquidy. It's like, you know, it's like water. So if you can kind of, oh, I don't know. Here. Kind of see in there. See how it shakes? Moves around in there. It's a liquid. But I want to get, let's start with, let's go orange. Since we've got Halloween. But this also is a starter kit too, you know, and it comes with 12 colors. So that again's on Amazon. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on. All right, in my cup, right here, I'm going to put some food coloring. I'm just going to do maybe, 1, 2, 3. 3 drops. Very little in there. You don't want to put too much because if you start moving your hand up and down, it will spill out. And you don't want that. Alright, let's drop you down some before I start this because I want you to get closer to... We're going to spray this on this paper towel. And I want you to see this. Okay? Okay. Alright. We're going to hold it really down. We're going to just hit it very lightly. See? And we're going to put D, O, R, I. That's very low setting. The closer you get down, the finer your line's going to be. The further up you are, the wider the line will be. Do you see that? Okay. Then we're just going to go here. We're going to go H and an I. And put a dot there and put high. And we'll go. See, like this, then you can go back in and you can fill this in. See that? Now, if you want to change your color, I always keep a bowl of hot water near me, at least warm to hot. And then what I do, let me raise you up here. Over here in this bowl over here, I think you can see this. I just go in here and I'll hold this, I'll push that nozzle all the way to the back and just let that water run through. See? Clean that out. Then you can go to a different color. I'm going to get a paper towel here. And then I'll dry off my gun. I don't want water dripping onto a cookie or a cake, so I try to keep it dry as I go. But that's what I wanted to show you. You know, we started that on a paper towel, okay? So now what we're going to do, I'm going to shut that off for a minute. What we're going to do is we're going to start on cookies right away. Okay. So over here I have 5 cookies. So we're going to go 1, we're going to bring them over to the parchment paper. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. All right, we're going to turn this on again. And we're going to go up a notch. Just go to that second speed. And then I'm going to pour 1, 2, 3, 4 little drops in there. Okay? All right, we're going to come down to this cookie. I want to make sure you can see this. Pull you back just a little bit. Drop you down. We'll tip you over just a little. All right. So I'm going to start at the back of the cookie and I'm going to go to the left. And we're just going to do an outline here. Like that, okay? And then I'm going to come in. I'm going to be up away from the cookie just a little bit and just go back and forth and fill that color in. Just like that. Okay? So we're going to start at the top and do a circle. And just fill this in. This is going to be pumpkins. So we're going to do this. Now I'm going to move these cookies and I'm going to show you about overspraying. That's why I put parchment paper down. Alright, those are going to be pumpkins. And then we're going to rinse this out. Okay, let's shut that off. You know, I've had noisier airbrush machines, so this one's not that bad. And I love the little handle thingy on the side. Okay. Now, with this royal icing, again, here's my picture. Okay? That's a picture of a jack-o'-lantern. But we're going to see where the brown is. This is a pumpkin-shaped cookie cutter. I don't have a pumpkin-shaped cutter. So ignore that brown spot. We will do something else for the brown top. All right. So what I have over here are my bags. And before I get going, I am going to dampen these paper towels just lightly. I just don't want, once I cut open those bags of royal icing, they'll start to dry, and I just don't want them to do that. So dampened towels will actually hold them pretty good, and they won't dry up so much. Okay. Turntable. What I wanted to show you is the overspray. So let me lift this up. Ready? Can you see that? There's a circle around that. That's called overspraying. I'm going to put these cookies we just airbrushed onto the turntable. And I'm not changing this paper. That can just stay right where it's at. Just like that. Okay. And then we're going to bring my turntable over here and just put it right down there. And the cookies, and it gets on my fingers, and I go rinse my hands. Gets on my fingers. Cake decorating is a messy job. Cookie decorating, cake decorating, it is messy. Food coloring and, you know. Okay. Alrighty then. Alright, so what we're going to do first is we're going to cut. Before I do that, in the back here on my counter, I'm going to have this damp paper towel here. So I can put these down and cover them so they don't dry. Okay. I'm going to cut this bag very small. And I'm hoping it's not going to have been too big of a cut. I'll show you in the next bag that I do. So let me see if you can see these cookies all right. Yeah, you're good now. Okay. So we are going to start here at the top. I might have to, I think I'm going to have to make that just a little bit larger cut. All right, come down here. Yeah, there we go. Just do an outline of this pumpkin. Okay. Then we're going to bring some lines, and we're going to go 1, 2, like that. See the outline of the pumpkin? I'll try to do this one. Yeah, this is a pretty good, it's a thicker consistency, but it's working pretty good. Just like that. Okay. All right, next one. We're just going to do outlines on these 3 more. Which is mean going around in a circle. So there's 1. There's 2. 3. Okay. All right, done with the orange for now. So we'll put the paper towel, the damp paper towel over, so it don't dry out on me. All right, what do I want to do now? We'll do some brown. Okay. It's kind of hard to judge here, but I'm just going to take a little bit off the top of my bag. See that? Just a little bit. Don't want to have too big of a hole. If you go too small, then you can cut a little bit more on your bag, because there's no tips in these, you know. We're just going to use these to like draw. So like that, we have to cut it a little bit more because it didn't even open up the bottom of the bag. All right, let's make sure I catch that piece of paper so it doesn't go on a cookie, that plastic. Okay, let's see if this works. There we go. All right, so we're just going to come here and we're just going to build this up. And we're going to do the same onto this one. And this will be like our stem on our cookie. Like that. Okay. Now for a leaf. Okay, I'm going to come in here and we're going to cut this bag. I want it to be small. I don't know if that didn't work too well. Let's trim that just a little bit more. All right. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay. We're going to do some vines here. One. Like that. I like doing like just odd numbers of vines. Put this other one over here. Okay, and then these we're just going to do one vine. One over here onto this one. And then I'm going to make a leaf. So all I'm going to do is just go like this. Bring it to a point. Just zigzag. Like that. And we'll see how it, it'll dry or whatever, so. Okay, done with the green. So put that in there. Okay. Now, wait. Kind of wish I would have made this a little thicker with the white too. Let's do black. Do a tiny. Let's see how this black comes out. Okay. Let's do some eyes here. I'm going to do some outlines. And if I like this, that might not be too. Yeah, I'm going to have to trim that black a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Okay. Do it away from the cookies so it don't fall on a cookie. I like that, how skinny that was coming out though. Like that. It's eyes. And we're going to do the zigzag mouth. Like that. The mouth. Okay, put that over to the side here. Gonna do an orange nose. So we'll just do an orange nose right here. Okay, and we're going to trim this white. I'm going to do that over here too, so I don't get any of that plastic over there by those cookies. All right. Wish me luck. Hope this works. I'm going to fill this in. This is where I'm not very good with royal icing here. Okay, that's the eye. Now we're going to let those dry. Once that dries, I'll come back and put a little black dot for the eye. You'll see like this is. And this cookie is iced in the royal icing, but the decorating is buttercream. The eyes, the mouth, the nose, the outlines, that's all buttercream. You can do that with buttercream, but I want to learn more with royal icing, so that's why I decided to do that today. Okay, so we're just going to leave those sit. Now we're going to get the white back again. Okay. And then we are going to write the word boo on here, on white. B. And we're going to do O, O, exclamation point. Now, if you see how where I started the B, I should have moved it over just a little bit more, because the more I was coming to the right of the cookie writing, I was running out of room. So this one I'm going to come over a little bit further to the left and start my B. There we go. Okay. And these are going to sit too, because we're going to outline them in black. So we want the white to dry before I come back with the black and outline these letters. So the thing with royal icing, you got to do it in steps. Got to let things dry in between and then come back and fill it in with other colors and stuff. Okay? So we are going to stop at these 5 for right now. But if you look at this cookie, in this picture, see where it's got the black on top of the white? I don't know if I'm going to do that or just outline it, go all the way around. So again, the royal icing underneath, airbrushing with the orange, and then this is buttercream, all buttercream decorating. Okay? The nice thing about royal icing, I have to say, now I'm going to move this over to my rack at 5 more cookies. Let these dry, and then we'll come back and we will do some more. Once these dry, we'll add the finishing touches to them. Okay, we'll get 2 more cookies here. But the cool thing is once these dry, if I leave them sit, all day and let them dry really good, I can put them in bags, and they'll be hard, and, the icing will harden, and then it won't come off either, the decorating. And I can put them in bags and wrap them up and take them to work tomorrow. Okay. So I've got 5 more on my board here. Put that down. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do a spider web. And we're going to do a spider web by airbrushing it. This is so much fun. Okay, let's get black. Okay, turn this on. The airbrush is going on. Go up 1 more. Gonna do a spider web. 1, 3 drops of black. Okay. Alright, spider webs. We're going to do this. I'm going to go straight, start at the top and go down. And we're going to come back this way. And I think I'm messing this one up. I'm already messing this one up. It's going this way. Bear with me, it's been a year or so since I've done spider webs. Not dark enough. Alright. We'll get it better the next time. Alright, so what I want to do is just come like this. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, it'll be fine. And we'll stick that spider right in the center. We'll do a couple of them. Yeah, let's do this here. We'll go 1. There we go. I don't know, I think I like that one better. Okay, that's spider webs. Alright. Rinse that out. Shut that off. We're going to take some orange and we're going to do orange on the outer side here. Get some orange and black. And I'm going to do like a beaded border. And I'm hoping this holds up. Because this is on a thicker consistency. We'll see how it holds up as it dries. Okay. Purple spider. I'm going to have to trim this now. Alright, spiders have 8 legs, right? One down. Do one there. There's 2, 3. There's 6 and 7, 8. We're just going to do a little head here. Build it up. Gonna take some yellow. Actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an orange for an eye. And we're going to come back with that yellow. Watch this. It's good to probably like let that purple dry too. I'm just playing. And then come in with a little dot of yellow. Okay. There's our spider. Let me hold him up. It's kind of got a sheen to it. That's the spider. Hope you can see that. Lay it back down. I'm going to do another one over here. All right, and we're going to go 1, 2, and there's 8 legs. Okay. Orange for the eyeballs and some yellow. Okay. All right. Okay, I think we can write, trim this yellow just a little bit more. Let's write a word here. In yellow, we're going to go E. Come on. Eek! Oh, I love it. That's fun. Turn this one around. Eek. Okay, we have spiders and we have jack-o'-lanterns and we have Boo. Alright, let me... What else do I want to do on these other ones? Oh. Well, let's see. Okay, we have black. Alright, how about this? Why don't we... We're going to do black one more time in there. Let me move these over so they don't get wrecked. Airbrushing. Around this way. I'll put a couple more drops of black into the airbrush thing. Okay, and we're going to try doing a witch's hat. So, we're going to start with the base first. And we're going to come up to a point. We're going to fill this all in. How do you do it? Make that base a little bit thinner. Throwing it in a little bit more here. Okay. Rinse this out. Okay. All right, we are going to take purple and we're going to do a band across the hat. So right in here, just zigzag back and forth here. Okay. All right, and then we are going to take black and we're going to do a black outline. Just like this. This is fun. It's very relaxing. Okay, and then we're going to come here and we're just going to go like that. And then we're going to do an outline on this purple. I probably should wait till that purple dries, but we'll see how this looks. Okay, come in here. You can always come back and add more purple onto the top if I, whoopsie, I messed up right there. I probably will on that one. I'm much better with buttercream decorating than I am with royal icing, that's for sure. Okay. Well, this is fun. Playing together here. Alright, now we need the orange. We're going to do a little belt buckle. Onto that purple part of the hat there, right in the center. Just a little square here. Just like that. See? Okay. I'm going to take some, just a couple dots here. Just to fill in on that white space a little bit. Okay, there's them. And we'll get some yellow right on the top of the hat here, a couple of these dots. Your witch's hat. Okay. All right, there's those. Well, I'll let them dry. Bring these over here. I'm gonna check my time. We're 46 minutes so far, so we're doing okay. So let's put these back up here. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cookies left to decorate. All right, what I want to do is I'm going to bring these blues back that we did and the pumpkins with their eyes. And I want to put the black outlines on these. I hope these dried pretty good, you know. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. All right, just a little dot there and a little dot there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the outline right on the top of the white. So we'll just go B, O, O, and boo. Just like that. I think that'll look fine. For me not knowing what I'm doing. Can learn as I go about consistencies and how to do this flooding and using a scribe tool and all that. I just like to play. And they're just going to work for the girls and there. Take them back over there and let them dry. Hope you guys are enjoying some of this. Okay, 1, 2. I'm gonna give you guys some ideas on what to do on cookies, you know. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think what I want to do is just regular pumpkins. I'll just do that. I don't have stencils. You know, that's something I can buy, but I don't have those right now. And I'm just looking at my pictures. Yeah, the mummy face is kind of cute, but I don't know if I can, if this frosting's probably not thick enough. All right, let me clean this bowl with this water, get some clean water. I know what I'm going to do. I have an idea. Just add some sprinkles. We'll add some sprinkles onto some of these cookies. I have some fall sprinkles over here. So we'll get a spoon. Okay, put that there for right now. All right, what am I gonna do here? We'll just do a pumpkin. Just do a pumpkin and then sprinkle the sprinkles on. Right, more airbrushing. I'm gonna rinse this out because I had that black in there. Okay. All right, here we go again. get on cakes and do airbrushing techniques on cakes, that's going to be a lot more fun. A lot more detail and intricate. Okay. When you do sprinkles, it's important to put them on right away. So I'm just going to do these outlines and put these lines so that they look like a pumpkin. Get this closer to you guys. I'm so used to doing it right in front of me. And I'm like, oh yeah, we got a camera here, don't we? Camera. Okay, there's that one. I'm going to put one right down the center. Like that. Get this done. I'm going to clean up and have a light lunch and go outside and work in my yard a little bit. That's one. I think we'll call this video after I get these done. I have 5 left to do after these. Oh, I know what we can do on the other ones. We can do ghosts. We can do that. I like doing ghosts. Okay. All right. Let's get the sprinkles on right away. Just a little accent here. It's a mixture of leaves and non-perils and jimmies and kind of fun. And just little sprinkles on there. That way they'll stick. Just like that. And then we're going to do a stem with the brown. And come in and do some little vines. Okay. Yeah, we'll do ghosts on the other ones. And then we'll call it a day. And I'll check to see if my other video's uploaded to my channel yet. I do an hour-long videos. This one will probably be an hour too, but it takes forever a couple hours to upload them. Yeah, I like these. There we go. Just a fall cookie. Okay. Bring these over. Put them on the rack so they can dry. we'll do the last 5. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And put the black back in there. Okay, airbrush is going back on. Alright, a couple more drops of the orange. There we go. Oh, we ran out. We need a little bit more. One more drop. Okay, put this in the sink. All right. My airbrush colors, I won't need those anymore. These are the last 5 cookies. This down in my bin right below on the bottom shelf of my cake decorating table. Okay, take the orange and we'll do outline these. I have to figure out a different way to make a ghost because this is a thin royal icing I'm playing with, so I think I'm going to draw it, like outline it, instead of trying to pipe it big like I do with the buttercream. So I'll have to show you buttercream after airbrushing. All right, now with the white. All right, so let's start with a head. So if I go like this and then do with a hand and come down here. I think I got it. Let's do a head here. Okay. You just have to build it up, I guess. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I have to see. Need a thicker. This is too thin. Need a thicker flooding inside. I think that, no, actually I think we need is a thicker outline. Might be okay. See where these two cookies are with the bumps for some reason they baked? Well, let's see if we can make that a head. And these have to sit. And I'll put the eyes on. I'll upload some pictures to my posts too of these. Share them with you. Yeah, so that's the flooding. And I think what I want to do is just, I don't know. It's probably all I'm going to do, because if I look on my here's my cookies with the ghost. Kind of see right here. That's buttercream. But that's a small ghost onto a, good sized cookie there. They have black cats too. I don't think that's going to turn out either with that thin frosting. Now I know to make it a little thicker now. But what I want to do with the brown is build a stem up here on the top. And then just do, we'll just do a little vine here. Just like that. Then we'll come back when these dry and we'll just put some eyes and stuff, okay? So I'm going to move these over there. And then I'm going to take the camera and I'll show you all these cookies in the back. And then we're going to call it a day. Okay, I think these look pretty good. All right. I'll finish them up. Okay, here we go. Those are the sprinkled pumpkins I really like. I really like them. So then the ghosts are in the back. We'll let them dry. Yeah, we're over an hour already. And then up here, let me raise you up. We have our booze, and that looks okay. And our jack-o'-lanterns, and the spiders, and the witches' hats. I like the witches' hats. They look okay. So there we are. I hope you enjoyed that. So there's Halloween cookies. I think around this area, when I was a kid, we were able to go out. Now, back again, when did I graduate? 1976, high school. So we're talking a long time ago. But back when I was a kid, we could, hold on a second, let me get my camera straight here. Back when I was a kid, we could stay out all day. And we would go trick-or-treating on Halloween day. Right after school, we would just run home and we would go to school with our costumes on. We'd have a Halloween party at school, and then we would just run home, throw our books down, and go outside. And we would just go trick-or-treating, and we would stay until my mom would make our curfew, whatever time she wanted us back. We would come home with so much candy. A lot's changed over the years. So now in our community, in our town, it's only for 2 hours, but at least we still have it. And it's going to be in the dark, so that's kind of cool for the kids. And our trick-or-treating here is on the 26th, which is going to be a Sunday. So, but yeah. So anyway, that's that. And now I'm tired. So I want to finish up these 3 cookies, clean up my mess, have a little bit of lunch, rest a little bit, and then go outside and do some work out there. So anyway, if you're still with me, thank you for sticking around. I hope you got some enjoyment out of this. It's a lot of work, a lot of process, from baking cookies and then to cutting out the cookies, and then, you know, you got to make the dough, then cut out the cookies, put them in the oven, wait for them to bake, let them cool down, make your frosting. Now sometimes you can make royal icing to ice them, buttercream to decorate. That's 2 different types of frosting to make. I love doing stuff from scratch. I love it. It's fun, but it's a long process, a lot of time. So, but anyway, so that's that. So, you have a wonderful week. I got to go to work tomorrow. I'm off Sunday and Monday. I'm going to try to get another video out to you guys real soon. I'm hoping within one of those days. If I can't, it definitely will be, you know, when I'm off, like during the week. So, I think I'm off on Thursday next week too. Okay? But anyway, take care. And I will see you soon. Happy Halloween, everybody. Okay, bye-bye.